Oh, great. Now it's gonna start off with that. Okay, cool. Continuing.
Wait, is it starting off with you fucking bitch?
Yeah, maybe.
Nice. I'll
Amazing.
check later.
Miss Pavlova's cabin. Somehow, the door to the cabin we were in ended up bolted after we made an emergency stop. Sasato took a deep breath, then gently slid back the bolt. Okay, if they weren't, like, drugged or anything for the head pounding, maybe it was during a stop everybody slammed their heads whenever they were sleeping. Though I doubt that.
No, it's unlikely, but it is a possibility though.
Uh-oh.
You, what are you doing in Miss Pavlova's quarters?
Ah, you both look unhurt. Good. Yes, we're fine, thank you. What on earth happened? We heard something about how we're going to collide with another ship? Yes, it appears to have been a false report, though. Oh, how did that happen? There's a dense fog outside, so it's extremely difficult to see. Someone must have thought they saw a ship ahead. This person obviously triggered the alarm, and that's why we made an emergency stop.
Everything is chaos. Passengers are screaming. Crew are running everywhere.
This first-class area is the only quiet part of the ship at the moment. Oh, I see. Someone triggered the alarm? Does that mean that someone pressed that button outside?
You wicked intruder, dressed in all black. You are the devil.
Sorry? Me? I've been caught a lot of things before, but devil is a first.
You opened my traveling case. How could you?
What? No, we didn't touch it. That's right, Miss Pavlova. It was already open when you came into your cabin.
Inspector.
Yes?
Arrest this man. I know he did it. He is a criminal. Isn't that enough that he has killed a man?
Troy?
Oh, that's me, sorry. And he is stowaway as well. If Vixen promises not to steal chicken, do you believe?
Like a chicken?
Take him away. He's a trespasser as well as everything else.
Stowing away, trespassing, killing. She is right. You are devil.
It doesn't look good, does it?
There is still below deck. Throw him in. Tomorrow we dock in Hong Kong, and then we give you straight to police.
Wait, a cell? Please, Inspector Hosonaga, is there nothing you can do? This is a Russian vessel. I really have no jurisdiction here. After my last effort to appeal to the captain's good nature, I think I'm out of options. This is terrible. This is a real crisis. I gotta find a solution. Immediately.
Let's examine.
Yeah, let's examine. Hey, buddy. You don't like me. Your case is empty.
Well, hey.
What the fuck?
Oh boy, it him.
Of course I get the craziest character there is in this game.
I think we know who got
You know what you need to do. You know what you need to do.
I just need to keep calm and focus on a task at hand, which is investigating.
Don't touch my things.
Well, you want me to show you where crawfish hibernate?
Hiya! Mr. Naruto, what do you think you're doing? Wow, everyone's attacking me, and I was just starting to think she was my friend. Isn't there anyone who can help me out of this mess?
No, I don't think so.
Investigate everything before you can.
I don't think so.
That's what I tried to do was investigate because I knew something was gonna keep me from investigating.
Okay, so that was it. But no, don't talk.
You've got yourself into a difficult situation here by entering this cabin uninvited, I mean. Sorry, I was just so desperate to find a clue. I'm afraid there's nothing really more I can do to help you. If I push my luck any further, a punch to the face will be the least of my worries. I'm really sorry. I have to take responsibility for giving you the freedom to investigate Miss Pavlova's cabin. Now this has happened, I'll have to report to the captain at once. I really need some help here. I need a savior to rescue me from this crisis.
I wonder who that could be.
Please, just give me a little more time.
I do nothing for you. Except show you a way to the prison cell.
Thanks, but no thanks. But I'm innocent, I didn't kill anyone.
And trespassing and stowing away?
Well, you know, sometimes life can lead you down some unfortunate avenues, and well...
Enough, you are guilty. Ship sail is only place fit for you.
Come on, there has to be someone, some savior to rescue me.
I wonder who that could be.
Miss Pavlova, can I...
It's out.
Listen, I'm sorry that we snuck in here without your permission, but
It's out. Now.
we just need to investigate in here to help understand what happened.
Assuming that's get out in Russian.
I'm assuming, but you know what they say about assuming? It makes an ass out of you and me.
It says, do
Use
Yeah,
without...
Chopanie.
Let's
I like
see.
choice.
While using the app, open the fucking thing. Come on.
I genuinely feel like
It looks like it, apparently Google Translate just says goodbye. Goodbye! Exclamation point! Exclamation point! Exclamation point! Okay.
Sue.
It's no use. She's not going to listen. I need to find someone who will.
I wonder who that could be.
Him.
What the? What are you doing up there? Mr. Shims? He's got the tiara on!
Naturally, I was analyzing the weird weight of 20,000 rubles. Feels like one's head. I not told you that as a detective, it's my business to know what other people do not. This isn't mere tomfoolery, my boy. Oh no, no, no.
Well, why were you hanging from that hook before then?
It's obvious. We accept the weight of the 20,000 rubles. Naturally.
What the hell?
I wish to determine if it would bend the
Conceded.
conceded looking on the wall, so full of brag and bounce.
I never know whether to take this man seriously or not.
You should always take him seriously.
Ah, you again, the great detective.
Inspector, I confess I've been looking for you. I have something to report to you most urgently.
Well, you might try looking for me somewhere other than a hook on the wall next time.
What is report? Speak.
An urgent report from the great detective can mean but one thing. Yes. The case of this curious murder that took place last night here on this vessel, the steamship Burra, has been solved by me, naturally.
What? Really?
Yes, I have eliminated all other possibilities. No other explanations exist. So, allow me to illuminate all your minds. Well, I am about to reveal my great detective's greatly admired, great deduction to the case.
Are we
You know
doing
how
this
went
again?
last time? We know how this went last time.
You have solved it? Enough. Even Hedgehog understands this case. We all know who was responsible for killing student boy this morning, whom we found criminal in wardrobe. It is this stowaway. He has handcuffs to prove it. No, he doesn't.
My squeaky gaming chair.
Yeah, shut up.
I didn't do it! The trouble is, there doesn't appear to be anyone else who could have killed the victim. Because as everyone knows, the cabin door was bolted shut from the inside. That means the culprit must have been someone who was inside the cabin. Yes, it's what's called a locked room mystery in detective stories.
The locked room. That is the point.
The room was locked.
Well, I can't deny that. There's no way the bolt could have drawn across from the outside of the cabin.
You are all quite mistaken. Cabin next door is not a so-called locked room after all. At all.
What?
Ah, yes. There is another entrance. An entrance used last night by the culprit in order to gain access to the cabin despite the bolted door.
If she has a pet snake, I know that we keep like throwing ideas, but maybe the snake is constrictive? Explain the damage to the vertebrae.
Yeah, true.
But the fucking it's the writing of Russian on the floor is what throws me off. What other entrance? We never discovered one.
I keeps open at you even as we speak. The ventilation man.
The ventilator?
You think this is funny? I cannot even put arm through that hole.
That's because your arms are as thick as tree trunks. You're suggesting that the culprits entered and left the victim's cabin through that tiny opening? It's not possible.
I don't know. Ah, it is. Last night, the victim even witnessed the intruder in the act of passing through the ventilator.
Mr. Sholmes, do you mean... Are you referring to the words Kazuma-sama wrote in his diary? 1:23. I can hear a faint whistling sound. 1:53 a.m. What looks like some sort of speckled band is dangling from the ventilator grill.
Precisely, my dear madame.
But what does it mean? What is a speckled band?
The answer to that particular conundrum is in this very cabin. I love this room. Like a
Mr.
punch.
Sholmes, what are you doing?
There is a distinct element of danger. If not, I am ready. What I am about to expose for you all, this video will shock you to your core. Behold!
What the?
Allow me to introduce you all.
That's
Oh,
true.
that's
that's
just
me. Allow me to introduce you all to the band. The speckled band.
A snake?
Indubitably. I want to pet it. It looks friendly.
I actually had a pet snake once.
One of my neighbors.
I have one in my pants.
Oh my
Troy,
god.
we're talking about a snake, not a worm.
Oh, wait, oh my gosh. Cody,
Sorry.
you're not gonna wreck him. No.
Mr. Sholmes, just one thing.
Right. What troubles you?
Well, that snake isn't really speckled, is it? It looks more stripy, wouldn't you say?
Hmm?
Yes, you're right. I think in this case you'd have to call it the striped band, wouldn't you?
Ellipsis. You both see and observe with distinction, however. Do you not think this is precisely the trap into which the culprit wishes you to fall?
Oh my goodness, really? It's a trap?
It's a
How
trap.
exactly?
I think perhaps it's time I explained the interesting intricacies of my train of thought.
Please?
Are you ready, Miss Pavlova?
Why me again? I'm sorry for the young man who died, but that is all. His death has nothing to do with me. This little thing has nothing to do with me.
There are two conclusions I draw. Facts. Number one. Last night, your friend infiltrated his cabin.
Ah,
And number two, the same friend was responsible for the victim losing his life.
She turned white as a bowl of rice again. Sholmes must be right. He hit the nail on the head. This young woman's friend killed Mr. Asigo? Asogi? It looks like he can't speak with that snake coiled around his head.
I would devise a little movement as possible. Seaman, you wouldn't want the fangs of that long friend in your neck. Oh, everyone, let us begin. Sherlock Holmes is bound to present his logic and reasoning spectacular.
Oh, great.
Oh, this again. Oh god, not
The
this
game is
again.
afoot.
Topic 1. Intruder's identity. Ms. Pavlova, moments ago you claimed the following. Death is nothing to do with me. Whole thing is nothing to do with me. Yet you cannot deceive yourself. Yes, when you recall this horrid event, your aching heart smarts with pain. And it is the very pain that evidence your what's that saying? Inextricable link to the victim's death. So, we ask, what was the nature of this intruder that stole into the victim's cabin? Or torrentious on that preposterous night.
It wasn't preposterous.
Read. Why naturally it was the friend with which you boarded this vessel, was it not? As I expected, another telltale glance. Without doubt, your friend is the withering serpent we see before us. Yet, that fact leaves us in a quandary. The victim's written observations on the night is question tell of a speckled band. Whereas, regrettably, this specimen's markings do not fit that description in any way. What explanation can we then give me? What was the sight that fell upon the victim's eyes last night?
No, don't look at me. This has nothing to do with any of this.
Oh, but it does. You have the answer to this quandary, even now, hidden behind your back. Yes, that which you are trying but failing to conceal can only be snakes slotted in. Evidently, after the subtle and horrible crime, this most deadly kind of weakness. Yet its original skin. No.
I don't know what you're talking about.
I don't think snakes can shed into different patterns.
The shaded skin looks like it's speckled.
Oh,
I think in some cases they can. When it's like a growing up phase, I feel like it might change over time.
ah.
Last night, through the ventilator visible in this cabin, your then speckled friend, slithered next door. Using the bell cord on the other side as a bridge, the serpent slowly ascended into the victim's quarters. In the dim light, it appeared a young gentleman, was about to lose his life as a speckled bat.
Huh, something slithering down the bell cord. Might as well write about it.
In summary, the nature of this friend of yours, which last night infiltrated the scene of the crime. A rare breed of snake whose markings change each time it slews its skin. A snake so dreadful, you can only imagine it would be found in the deepest depths of India. Conclusion: a beloved speckled snake.
From my fast googling, it appears they can change
He
color
died.
but not markings.
Ah.
Moving on, we come to the heart and the grim demise of the victim. How did this young man lose his life, and why? According to the data of which I have appraised, it would appear there were no visible signs of injury. In fact, circumstances of the victim's death can only be explained by a terrible venom. Now, if we take that as fact, we can briefly imagine that there remains evidence to affirm it at the scene of the crime.
Oh no, could there be?
An examination of the deceased body will prove the cause of death. I can't freaking read. The almost but not quite imperceptible puncture wounds left by the venomous fangs will seal the truth. Yes, the vestiges of the snakebite delivered by your terrifying friend.
This makes no sense.
There's no point. What is that word?
Feigning.
Feigning.
was management feigning ignorance, Miss Pavlova? After the incident, you endeavored to hide everything, didn't you? But now you're involuntarily gone to place the identity you choose. That's right, you hid the evidence that linked you to the victim's death in that traveling clip. When we first met in this cabin, it came to my attention that your case moved periodically. Your second specimen was restless inside, no doubt.
You don't.
It is telling that the victim made no notable low, wet, listening sound that he heard minutes before his death. That was your signal, was it not? The sound you had used to train your serpent friend?
Train?
Indeed, you'd put the serpent through this ventilator and wait. After a period, you'd send it back with a whistle. You couldn't know if the animal had done its duty, so you would listen to the signs of life next door. If the victim appeared not to have been dispatched, you'd release the snake once more. Do you deny this snake has been undergone with training?
It's not true.
Deny it. Having slithered through the ventilator and down the bell, the creature needed only distinct finds in once. And its venom would course through the victim's veins, ending his existence forever. That is the true nature of the speckled band that took the poor young man's life. There can be no doubt, my logic is infallible. He's full of shit about the venom. I'm sure about the training part, but the venom part, no. Thus concludes Sherlock Sholmes' great deduction of the speckled band. Had to clear my throat.
Is no one gonna help him?
Well,
Nah,
I
he's
mean,
fine.
they said not to have him move or anything, or else it'll strangle him more.
Miss Pavlova has trained for that snake as a killing machine. There on the floor, you will observe a silver
Fucking
nugget.
defense, give me a call.
The promise of food is the key to training any creature.
Milk.
Oh, keep that in mind.
Incredible! You've solved the mystery.
Bullshit.
Amazing! Your
Wait,
great
that's-
deduction really lives up to its name. I see now why Sherlock Sholmes has become such a household name.
The way that he said that he died doesn't match the report.
Yeah, exactly.
My dear man, it was nothing remarkable. As the Russians say, I could have done it with one left hand.
Could I venture an opinion, Mr. Sholmes?
But of course, what's on your mind?
It's just about your deductions before. Some things don't quite make sense to me.
Are we gonna go through it again?
I hope. I like watching them talk back to back.
That was funny. I welcome questions as to my method. I will answer both loudly and proudly. I like
Oh.
rolling my eyes.
Well, good. First of all,
What's up?
as it says here in my book of everything, snakes are egg-laying creatures, part of the reptile family.
You are well informed, madame.
And reptiles, don't drink milk.
Ah,
It's really only mammals that like to drink milk, you see. So, I'm not sure it'd be possible to train a snake using milk as a reward.
some people think. No matter. The darkness bubbles use some other sleep to encourage her pet to do her bidding. This is merely an example. The logic holds.
Well, there is something else. Snakes have no ears.
Huh?
Do they not? I thought they did.
Then how are they? Wait, but then how were people? But I swear, like in ancient Egypt, people were able to use flutes, like special flutes, to train snakes.
Do they just feel the
You can
sound
come out
waves?
fast, yeah.
I was gonna say, I think it's dealing with like the vibrations.
Ah,
Yes, so I'm not sure it would really be possible to signal a snake by whistling.
but madame, what are the tales from Arabia? Have you not heard of the snakes that dance to the sounds of flute? Sounds of a flute?
I think perhaps the performers play their music in time with snakes' natural movements.
Oh, I see.
This man's dreams are just getting crushed.
I relate to that.
Hold on one moment. Hold on. I had to mute the audio real quick because I was getting called. One moment. Just to make sure everything is okay. Alright. Sorry about that. Let me increase your volume again. Oh, that was mine. Whoop. Okay, y'all speak?
Hello?
Okay.
Okay, that's my good ones.
Okay, I think we got game audio again.
Cool. No hands, no feet, no ears! These creatures are so inept as to be practically useless!
Don't take it out on the snakes, Mr. Sholmes.
They're useless! Deal with it!
There is another thing.
You have more?
Snakes use their scales on their bellies to propel themselves. So, I'm not really sure that a snake could manage to climb up a flat bell cord like the ones in the cabins.
Then it should try harder!
Please, don't be angry with me, Mr. Sholmes. The point is, even if the snake had gone through the ventilator to the next door cabin, it couldn't have come back without help. What I'm trying to say is that there's a number of reasons why it's difficult to imagine a snake could have had a part in this.
He's gonna be the first to speak. Genuinely curious. Oh, the tension.
We need to step in and help again, Mr. Naruto. Oh no, you don't mean...
Yeah!
We need to modify Mr. Show's latest deductions and turn them into great ones they ought to be. Oh, that's what happened. Found out when I was getting called. My friend, she went to an airsoft field, and A BB shot her in the mouth and chipped her front tooth and pierced her lip.
Who was it?
Talk about it
Cora.
later.
Ooh, damn.
Ah, that's gotta suck getting shot in the tooth. I had a feeling that was coming. Alright, let's give it a try.
You couldn't see it, but when it was mentioned, I started bobbing up and down. That's what I was waiting for, Mr. Naruto.
Yes, right.
So, cast your eyes down to your wrist again.
What?
Ta-da!
You've done it again. Your handcuffs are gone. Where did they go?
Fear not. I shall see they're restored after our work is done.
I really wish you'd leave them off.
Doesn't know. Except him. Now, everyone, let us begin. Sherlock Holmes' proud defense, his logic, and reasoning spectacular!
Hold it, Mr.
Close
Sholmes.
second.
In topic 1, Intruder's Identity.
Miss Pavlov, moments ago you claimed the following. His death has nothing to do with me. This whole thing is nothing to do with me. Yet you cannot deceive yourself. When you recall those horrid events, your aching heart marks with pain.
She does have a pain expression on her face. Yes, that's true. She looks as though Kazuma-sama's death is weighing heavily on her mind. But you're not sure Mr. Holmes has read her quite correctly, is that it? Could there be some other way to interpret her expression then? Let's take a moment and really look closely at Miss Pavlova. Aching heart. Right ear? What?
Ear.
Ear.
What's that? Is that an earring?
Oh, she's got a
Oh! Some sort of
left ear.
and a different earring on each ear.
I wonder what it is, Glenn.
Man's still just staring there with the snake on his head.
Is he an option?
No.
Damn.
Claw scratch.
Claw scratch.
Yes!
Objection!
Yes, when you recall those horrid events, that claw scratch smarts with pain.
Indeed. And simple observation reveals that the wound is fresh.
Miss Pavlova, did you in fact receive that scratch sometime last night?
When I think about it, and about the young man who died next door, I feel so sad. Lying sad. The pain from this wound is worse.
And it is a very pain that evidences your exertable link to the victim. So we ask, what was the nature of this intruder that strolled into the victim's cabin on that portentous?
Pretentious.
Yes. Why, naturally, it was the friend with which he boarded the vessel, was it not? And, as I suspected, another downhill. Without doubt, your friend is the writing servant we see before us, withering servant.
It seems likely that the scratch mark on the back of Miss Pavlova's hand was made by this friend of hers, doesn't it? Except, snakes don't have claws, do they? No, they don't. They don't even have hands or feet on which claws might grow. Well then,
Used to have, and
if the snake isn't her pet, what's the what's the true identity of this friend of hers? We We should follow her gaze, Naruto-san. That's where we'll find the answer. Is it? Ah!
Picture.
Photograph frame. The teapot is her friend, of course. Seaman Stroganoff. Yes! You were looking over at this framed photograph print, weren't you, Miss Pavlova? But let's not be distracted by the print itself. Oh no. It's the it's the frame that is your friend, isn't it? Because it so beautifully displays whatever you put inside of it.
What precisely was your intention with that, Mr. Naruhodo?
Just following the natural progression of the deduction. Sometimes the truth hurts.
Well, the truth is, you do not have a truth for observation or deduction. Did that hurt?
Yes, a lot.
What?
But it had a cat!
Presented the photo, not the you didn't examine the frame.
Oh. Heckin' fucking.
Skip
You
over so
basically
much
said
text.
your friend is this inanimate object.
Yeah. Let me scourge around again directions as she looked.
There's no examining.
But there's a cat! What? Writing serpent.
Do you not get an option to like click on the picture frame instead of
Mhm.
presenting it?
You're right, Andrew.
I knew it was a bell.
Ah, look at the photograph and look at this photograph in this frame. It was the. You're right. Ah, look at this photograph in this frame. This must be something Miss Pavlova brought with her when she ran away. She is exceptionally beautiful, isn't she? Yes, that's true. But personally, it's the little black creature she's holding that caught my eye. Maybe we'd better take a closer look at this. Yes! There we go. Without a doubt, your friend is the little kitten we see before us.
Yes, the scratch on the back of your hand makes that abundantly clear.
Oh no.
The whereabouts of this black kitten isn't clear, but what is clear is that you brought the animal with you when you ran away, didn't you?
God damn it, I was in the middle of taking a drink of water. Darka is my best friend. I couldn't leave her behind.
Sholmes?
Darker would appear to be a Russian blue. Yet, that fact leaves us in a quandary. The victim written observations of the night in question are of a speckled back. Whereas, regrettably, this specimen's markings do not fit that description in any way. What explanation can we then give, pray? What was this sight and that fell upon the victim's eyes last night?
No, don't look at me. This has nothing to do with any of this.
Oh, but it does! You have the answer to this quandary even now, hidden behind your back. Yes, that which you are trying to, but failing to conceal, can only be snake's soft skin.
Did you see that? She just took something out of her pocket and hid it behind her back. If she just left it in her pocket, no one would ever known. Oh yes, ploys like that are Mr. Sholmes' specialty. He's ever so clearly forced her to reveal something. I thought deductions was his specialty, or maybe making me believe that was his ploy too. Anyways, I find it hard to believe that that's the snake of a skin. In which case, just what is Miss Pavlova hiding behind her back?
The tie.
Hair.
It's a whip!
Wait, what?
Cat toy.
It's a cat. Oh yeah, it's a cat toy.
That toy, yeah. Ah, damn. I don't think it was a tie.
Her left ear, that's what she's hiding behind her back.
Funny.
Right ear? No. What? Do I...
Maybe check.
Examine
It's
it.
it's the snake.
Oh, click on it! I keep forgetting I
Yeah.
can click. Well, it is speckled, and it's a band, but... what is it? It seems to be soft and fluffy, a long piece of cloth of some sort. And that looks like the handle at one end. I think it may be a cat's toy. That's sort of common in the West, apparently. How is that a toy for cats? Cats like to chase the band around and paw at it. Kittens in particular love that sort of play. You only need to weave it around in front of them, and they pounce to catch it. That sounds positively adorable.
It sounds like something Troy would do.
Hiya!
Yes!
Yes, the thing you're trying but failing to conceal is, a cat's toy.
Precisely. And the true nature of the now infamous Pepper Ham.
Ah.
And it was this toy that you downloaded from the regulator. I can't wait for the event to keep that in there to get it back out again. You waved it around like soon, naturally, and did not pay attention to it.
But why? For what reason?
My dear boy, there can only be one answer for that. Right. And you, my friend, disappeared through the ventilator into the neighboring cabin. Miss Pavlova attempted to use the speckled cat's toy to incite the creature to return.
Ah,
In summary, the nature of this friend of Miss Pavlova's, which mostly infiltrated the scene of the crime, is a blissome Russian blue breed of cat by the name of Dapper. A truly troublesome feline, young Dapper is proving to be. She must be caged once found. You will forgive us for bothering the photograph of your pet, Miss Pavlova?
photograph has been entered into the court record. The tiara she would wear on stage can also be seen. That's an interesting detail to be noted.
I can't freaking get over bringing Shawms in the tiara. Ballerina.
It was after I gave her her food last night. That's when it happened. She scratched the back of my hand and then ran up the bell cord. Right before I could do anything, she had disappeared through the ventilator.
I can confirm cats do behave this way.
Darky.
Yeah, I think you would know since you have
I'm
two.
naughty.
Conclusion: a beloved kitten.
Beloved kitten.
So,
Aww.
topic
Oh.
2: how Mr. Asogi died.
Moving on, we come to the heart of the matter. The grim demise of the victim. young man lose his life, and why? According to the data of which I have been apprised, it would have appeared that there were no visible signs of injury. Ah, that's weird.
Oh.
In fact, the circumstances of the victim's death can only be explained by a terrible venom.
What Mr. Sholmes says is true. There were no signs of a wound anywhere on Kazuma-sama's body. That's right, but Mr. Sholmes seems to be unaware of one very important detail. Kazuma wasn't poisoned. Yes, it would seem so. Let's give him the information he's missing now.
The report.
Yes!
In fact, the circumstances of the victim's death can only be explained by the post-mortem reports.
Oh, yes. I think it was one or the other.
His neck was...
Indeed, breaking of paravehicle vertebrae is fatal. Only that the lion would be strong enough to not survive it.
Seaman Stroganoff isn't some immortal freak, you know.
The jury is out. Anyway, we have on good authority that the victim's neck was broken. Now, if we take that as fact, we can reasonably imagine that there remains evidence to affirm it at the scene of crime.
Oh no. Could they be?
Yes, the examination of the deceased body will prove the cause
I
of
like
death.
how I know this text is covering it, but this is 3D, but the broken bell is a PNG, just flat now.
Really?
Kazuma died because his neck was broken. In other words, he was probably struck by something or someone. Yes, that's the distinct possibility. As of yet, no weapon has been found, though. Presumably, Darka didn't silently creep up behind Kazuma and deal him a fatal blow. I suppose it's possible that he had a fall and hit the ground awkwardly? It could have been a terrible act of misfortune that he had broken his neck completely by accident. Oh yes, a bad fall could explain it. It's rather hard to believe of Kazuma-sama, though. He wasn't a clumsy man. Well, we need to fix a deduction somehow. Is there anything from the scene that could explain what happened?
Mark on the floor.
Yes!
That's the only. Yeah.
See, it's just PNG. Yes, as the examination of the mark on the floor will prove the cause of the death conclusively.
This particular mark, so permanently visible next to the victim's body, and a deposit of shoe polish.
Shoe polish?
Indeed, positively identified as by a little analysis device I constructed, which I carry now as a matter of course. These like color and dye were my results. The undeniable ingredient of shoe polish.
And the color of the polish is a perfect match to the color of Mr. Asogi's lace leather shoes. Looking at this mark, it's not hard to imagine what happened. For some reason, Mr. Asogi must have caught his foot at some point on the floor and tripped.
Please no.
Hold on one moment. Getting called again. Hold on. Okay, speak.
Hello.
Okay, cool. Good test. Good test. We're good.
Cool.
Go ahead and read.
And by a dreadful turn of misfortune, caught his neck against an immovable object as he fell to the floor. Suffering a fatal blow to the spine, the victim's vertebrae shattered, and in that instant, he lost his life.
I don't know. I don't know anything about this.
Is that really true, Miss Pavlova? What about the evidence left at the scene where Mr. Asogi lost his life?
Yes, the facts are as clear as day to me. You did all you could to conceal the incriminating evidence. But now, your inventory grounds betrays the hiding place you choose. The desk. Oh no. That's right, you hid the evidence that links you to the victim's death in that troubling case.
I don't believe it. Kazuma-sami merely tripped over and now he's no more? It can't be true. I refuse to accept it. I know it's hard to believe, but the mark on the floor does seem to suggest that's what happened. But, and if that's part of Mr. Shom's deduction is right, Miss Pavlova is trying to hide some evidence that will prove it. Here in this cabin, somewhere in the direction that she just cast her eyes. Where, I wonder? Let's have a good look around. The answer must be here somewhere. This text is getting annoying.
Yes.
I don't think it's the tiara. Let's take a look in the waste paper basket. This is the waste paper basket. Perhaps the first class all cabins have them. But Miss Pavlova only started occupying this cabin late last night. Presumably there's not much rubbish in there yet.
That's the half.
Oh, what's that? It's a broken piece of glass, isn't it? Yes, it is. And I feel like I've seen it somewhere before. If it looks familiar, perhaps it's more to your mind than simply playing tricks on you.
Yep, present it.
Let me present it.
He needs to present the waste paper basket. And then they'll mention what's inside.
Oh, what's inside? You're right, you're right.
Yes!
That's right. You had the evidence that links you to the victim's death in that waste paper basket.
Hey, ballerina.
90% of Andrew's lines so far.
Yes.
Yep.
I mean, 90% of my 90% of my lines in the last case were just what?
I mean, you're not wrong.
Yeah, true. That was funny. Here we have a fragment of some intricate glass object. It would seem one that has a familiar air, in fact.
Precisely, we found another piece of broken glass on the floor in Mr. Asogi's cabin. And as you can see, the two pieces fit together perfectly.
Oh no.
So, Miss Pavlova, shall we consider what this tells us? I still can't believe I put it as being a bell, to be honest with you. Why would it be that part of this glass object, which was evidently broken at the scene of the victim's death, should be found in the waste paper basket in your cabin? You're well acquainted with this glass bell, are you not?
I don't.
I don't know. Is that hushed Russian accent of yours? But they won't save you this time, dear girl. Why? Because we have conclusion evidence linking you to the bell in question. The picture frame. Picture.
What?
Take it away, Mr. Naruhodo.
Yes. evidence linking Miss Pavlova and this little glass bell, that would be
The picture.
The ship's log.
the ship's log. No, I know what it is. It's my collar pin. If you look at this photograph, every time it makes me laugh. You can clearly see, hanging from Darka's Carla,
Look at this photograph.
the very glass bell in question.
Who gives the cat a glass bell?
Multiple
I-
people. The truth has caught up with you, Miss Pavlova. The young man who lost his life last night did so after a truly in, inauspicious fall.
Inauspicious.
And the cause of that fateful stumble?
Was your cat?
Your absent feline friend, Darka.
You like Fred Tucker.
I couldn't tell anyone. I'm sorry.
Conclusion? Death by tripping over a cat. What a way to go!
Yeah, honestly. Oh, the back to back. Elementary, my dear Watson. Is Sherlock Holmes a movie or a book series?
Is it based off a person?
Book series, I
Wait, it
actually
is?
think. I'm pretty sure it's a book series.
I've never read any of them, so surprising how I know that. Oh,
Google, tell me.
Yes, Google. Let us know.
yeah, it's pretty surprising how I've never seen or read them, whichever it is. But I know Elementary, my dear Watson.
Sherlock Holmes is a fictional detective created by the British author Sir Arthur Conan Doyle.
Did you say book series or movie series? I didn't hear that part.
British author, so it's a book series.
Okay,
Huh.
I need to sneeze. Hold on. It went away. Continue.
One moment.
Eventually
Okay.
totaling four novels and 56 short stories.
Huh.
How much?
4 books and 56 short stories.
Damn.
Now I want to know how much a friggin' Sholmes book costs. I don't want to read it. Do I seem like the person that would be interested in like mystery book to you guys?
I got no idea.
Okay, I
Okay.
think we're actually near to the end of this if you guys want to finish it up.
Yes.
Why
Awesome.
not? It'll be fun.
Why don't you tell us now, Miss Pavlova? Tell us exactly what happened last night.
It was a little after 1 in the morning. It was so late, but I hadn't had time to feed Darka, so I gave her some food. And then, all of a sudden, she scratched me and jumped out of my hands.
People do say that cats become very anxious and nervous in new environments.
She was so fast, she disappeared through the ventilator before I could stop her.
And that is how you acquired a rather nasty wound on the back of your hand, I take it? That's literally what she said, you dumbass.
Yes. And I'd read the rules on the wall, and I knew that Darka was not allowed with me.
Yes, modern science suggests that animals can carry infectious diseases. It's a precaution, really.
So I listened and listened, trying to hear if there was some noise in the next cabin. very quiet. I was sure someone was there. Must be sleeping. So at that point, he thought, oh wait, not me.
Huh?
Not me.
Oh, so at that point, you thought it safe to try to lure the kitten back again? By dangling the end of the toy through the ventilator and into the adjoining cabin?
Parker always loved this toy, but it didn't work. Nothing worked. I tried using her favorite toy, I tried whistling to her softly, but nothing. She didn't return.
So the faint whistling sound Cosmo wrote about his diary was Miss Pavlova trying to retrieve her pet.
Oh. Cats have a possibility to remain hidden in the shadows when frightened. Wow!
Yes, so there was nothing else I could do. I just had to wait until she had calmed down. But then,
Oof. Burn.
bang. I nearly passed out with shock. I heard her cry out and then, oh, it was such a dreadful bang. Then afterwards, nothing. It was totally silent.
Kazuma was... From the appearance of the brown mark on the floor, it seems likely what you heard was the victim stepping on the glass bill and tripping up. The SS Bura is a large vessel, but even she can pitch and roll violently without warning. If Mr. Asogi was already off balance as a result of the ship lurking when the kitten got under his feet, the combination of unfortunate factors could have easily have caused him to fall over. But what become of the kitten afterwards?
In the end, I managed to get her to come back through the ventilator.
Yet, Darka is nowhere to be seen.
I must have forgotten to lock my case. And now she's disappeared again.
Gracious, that hat is an insufferable restless. As am I!
Well, he knows something about himself at least.
I woke this morning, I heard that a young man in the cabin next to mine had died. But I couldn't bring myself to tell anyone what had happened. I was too scared. Scared that they would send me back.
Oh, hold on a minute. What about the snake? You're right. Where is it? If the snake isn't your friend, Miss Pavlana, then whose is it, and where did it come from? What on earth is such a dangerous creature doing on board this ship?
Oh, it's the Russian guy's pet!
Oh, I didn't say. Snake is my friend. His name is Hiroshi. Hiroshi.
What?
Hmm?
What?
What?
Honestly.
That snake belongs to you?
I mean,
He escaped from cage when emergency alarm sounded. I was looking for him. Did not expect to find him here.
I mean,
Yes.
It kinda
he
makes
left that snake in his cabin.
it makes sense for a Russian man to have a snake as a pet, to be honest with you.
But animals are not permitted on board.
The passengers, yes.
Ah, we are at sea for 1 year. You want to be so long without close friend, without someone who understands.
Couldn't you find someone a little more human who understands you better?
But, my dear burly fellow, a gargantuan venomous snake? Surely you can appreciate the danger you're putting everyone in?
I didn't see any fangs.
No venom. Yuruzek does not have venom.
Yeah, there's no fangs.
He is harmless, very long, but very gentle. He is adorable, like Granny.
Adorable like Granny. Yeah, right.
Sholmes.
It's venomless?
Yes, now he is hungry, so he is in bad mood. But once I feed him, you will see big smile.
And you feed him what? Milk, I suppose?
Yeah, like they say, they milk chickens, ridiculous. Snakes that drink milk are always a stupid story. Yuruzek eats mouse. Big, fat, round mouse.
Ah, oh, so is that what the mousetrap in the passageway out there is for?
Of course. How else can I catch my friend's favorite food?
Nothing says top of the food chain like the look in their eyes right now.
Silence. It refuses to drink milk. It can't hear a whistle. It can't climb a bell cord, and it's not even better. How to do something to enact land a starting rule?
It's not my fault. I do not make up stories. My Yuruzek has nothing to do with this incident.
So that's what happened. That's the truth behind my best friend's tragic death. Miss Pavlova? I understand the difficult situation you found yourself in, and I do sympathize. But please remember this. A young man lost his life. If you're going to attempt to cover up your guilt with lies, then, no matter what the circumstances, I cannot forgive you.
But...
What are you talking about, Miss Mikotoba? What lies? Miss Pavlova just confessed everything. It was just a series of unfortunate events, an accident. I'm no great detective like Mr. Sholmes. I don't have a gift for knowing the truth. But even I can see, that was not the truth. Don't you agree, Mr. Naruto? To be perfectly honest, yes. There's a discrepancy in Miss Pavlana's story, I'm sure of it. I just can't quite put my finger on it.
I confess. I was intending to let Mr. Ondiara deal with any outstanding issue on.
Oh?
I am really pleasant here for a very specific reason. The truth is, you, Mr. Naruto, are simply a distraction.
A distraction?
I do hope you're not finding your shackles too uncomfortable.
Heckin' fucking. Ah! Not again! When did he do that?
Especially as they're on the building as a result of my intervention. I was rather hoping we could resolve matters but before we made our next port call.
You were Mr. Sholmes?
Yes, but I overlooked one important detail. The deceased young man, a fairly close companion of yours. Was he not?
Yes. Cosmo was my closest friend. I owed him my freedom, even.
In that case, we must follow this to its conclusion. No further distractions. We must uncover the real truth here, Mr. Naruto.
Next scene is we have to go through trial for this.
Oh God, imagine.
Yes, whatever that may be. The key to this is the discrepancy in Miss Pavlova's story, I'm sure. If I can chase that down, maybe there's the truth will become clear. The truth about how you really died, and how that scene in your cabin really came to be. Alright, I'll see what I can do.
Excellent.
Thank you, Mr. Naruto.
So then, shall we begin?
Yes!
Yay, more shows than Naruto. What we should ponder first is the victim who lost his life in the cabin that was bolted shut in the end. Was this truly an unfortunate accident? Or was it, in fact, more at all? That is what we established in the first instance.
But we've already established it, haven't we? The man tripped over the kitten that had climbed into his cabin via the ventilator. Tragic, yes, but still an accident. Wait, let's just take a step back. It doesn't make sense if that's what really happened, does it? I'm going to have to ask you to spell it out for me, I'm afraid. Yes, it's starting to take shape now. There's a clear contradiction between the facts and Miss Pavlova's story here. The evidence is right here in Kazuma's cabin. It's undeniable. His death couldn't have possibly been a mere accident. Really?
Let us show our hand, Mr. Naruto. Time to present the evidence. The evidence that proves unequivocally that the victim's death was no mere accident.
I feel like it would be the photograph.
Look at this photograph. Every time it makes me laugh.
I mean, right now we think that the victim died instantly. So, and yet there's somehow an unexplained reason that the Russian word for wardrobe is written on the floor.
Yeah.
Everybody okay with me choosing photograph then?
It makes the most sense in my opinion.
Troy, voice your opinion. You're part of this.
Photograph, yeah.
Yes!
Although it is a nice
The
turn
truth.
against the positive.
It's clearly recorded in his photographic print. There's no way that Mr. Osogi could have left this message on the floor. That script, it's Russian, isn't it?
Indeed it is. The word written means wardrobe.
I see what you mean. Most people would leave a dying message in their native language. Japanese in this case.
But maybe he was studying Russian.
It was you.
It's a simple language. You could have picked it up very fast.
No, it's not.
That doesn't seem likely. That's actually not the point. It makes no difference whether he knew Russian or not. Sorry? What do you mean? Exactly what I said before. There's no way that Mr. Osogi could have left his message on the floor. And the reason why is clearly explained in here. Damage to the cervical vertebrae, resulting in instant death. Instant death. Ah! Which means, after the victim fell to the floor, he couldn't possibly have written anything, because he was already dead! That's not the reason either. The only reason either. There's something else we found in Mr. Osogi's cabin. A remnant of something that couldn't possibly have been there, if that was Miss Pavlova's told us was true. What? So, Sasato-san has noticed it too then. Putting this message on the floor aside, there's something else that gives the truth away. Another piece of evidence that proved that there was no accident. In other words...
Could it be the
Okay, it's not.
mark?
I know it's not my pin. It can't be the paper seal.
Can't be the photograph. Can't be either the newspapers. Can't be Cosmo's diary. Because that would have been.
Okay, let's try to put on our thinking caps.
I'm thinking.
I
it's
mean,
the
I can tell
mark
you
on the
right now.
floor. What is it? Hold on.
It's the glass bell.
Okay, I was thinking
I was
so.
thinking it was.
Because
That's why I
half
thought
of
was
it is
there.
in the room, and half of
Oh.
it's in her cabin.
That's right. How did half of it get into her cabin?
She grabbed it.
It broke
How
on
would
the
that
floor.
how would that have made sense if she was never if this story is true, she never entered that cabin to begin with.
There was
Yeah.
Yes.
So how did that other half end up in her cabin?
This piece of broken glass next to the mark on the floor. But that's the glass bell the kitten had around its neck. We already know all about that. It was broken in half when the victim tripped over the cat and fell. So we already have satisfactory explanation. Where's the flaw in that logic? Unfortunately, there is a very big flaw, a fatal flaw. What? If that really what happened, then how did half of the bell end up back here in this cabin? Yes, remember that we found the other half of the glass bell in that waste paper basket. Would you care to explain that, Miss Pavlova?
Oh no.
Both these pieces of evidence clearly point to the same conclusion. That when Mr. Osogi died last night in his cabin, there was someone else in that room. And that same person deliberately arranged the scene to disguise the truth. In order to cover up his or her own guilt.
Hey, Valerie.
Yes, there was someone else present, Mr. Osogi's. Heavy.
Someone else was there? Duh, of course, we know this.
What are you talking about?
The bulkhead was bolted shut from inside. There was no way in or out.
Oh, yes.
Because
The other person in the cabin when young student died was you.
Yes! It's true. I was in the cabin when it happened. Shums?
Oh. You were shut inside the cabin wardrobe, to be precise about the details.
But I didn't know Russian. There's no way I would have left that message.
What would have? There's no way you could have left that message to be precise about the details.
Would you mind?
Has Jones finally realized? Forgive me, my dear fellow.
As I was saying, the person in question wrote the word wardrobe in Russian on the floor in an attempt to incriminate me for the crime, even though I had been asleep there the entire time. And then, the same person picked up the broken glass bell that had fallen up to the floor, for fear of it becoming evidence that would show how Mr. Osogi really died. But why wouldn't this person have taken all the pieces of the bell away? Leaving half behind was always going to raise questions. Yes, well,
They dropped it while picking up. It was past 1 o'clock in the early hours of the morning. The cabin would have been quite dark. A single small lamp suspended from the ceiling would barely have cast any light onto the floor there. Little wonder then that the culprit failed to notice a fragment of the tiny item.
You all suspect me, don't you?
Oh gosh. Sakes.
Seaman Strong.
Oh, I get it. Why those red marks are on his face now.
That's
The
funny.
snakes,
yeah.
the snakes always wrapped around him.
That's great.
Nina is a woman of sea. She is the daughter of strong sailor. few years ago, they noticed her dancing skills, and she went away to join the ballet company. Before, she was dancer on the ship, a member of ship's band.
Daughter and father.
You do not
Mother.
accuse ship's angel of being criminal.
Oh, he does have blonde hair. Ah, so that's it.
You say that when young student died, Nina was there in his cabin? But that is not possible. I give my tooth.
Well, that is all most interesting. And why would you give your tooth, pray? How can you be so sure?
You are a great detective. You should know. Look, truth and eyes. Cabin bulkhead was shut from inside. Nobody could go in the cabin. Not Nina, not anyone. Or you want to tell me that a killer can walk through locked doors? Yet, it's impossible.
He's right. But wait, I read about this in the detective stories. People often tie threads around door latches so they can open and close them from the outside.
Red, are you stupid? These bulkheads are not barn doors.
Certainly not. These are water-tight doors, as one would expect to find on any steamship. Constructed very still, with not a gap in sight. No threads or needles or magnets could have been used.
No, of course not. I thought so too. But Mr. Naruto suggested it earlier, so... Sasuto-san, how could you shift it onto me like that? So Seaman Stroganoff has a valid point. The cabin door couldn't have been bolted shut from the outside.
Not necessarily.
What?
It makes sense that he's her father, because why else would he be defending her so much?
That's
Simp.
fair. Simp.
I put it to you that I could bolt this cabin door without laying a finger on it. And in this very cabin, we can see the trace of the method I had in mind having been used before.
I don't believe it.
Well, Mr. Naruto, I believe you know what I mean, don't you?
A way to shut the bolt of the cabin door from the outside? One way does spring to mind, yes. Do you really know what Mr. Sholmes means, Mr. Naruto? Yes, and so should you, because we've seen it happen.
Indeed, we have. So, would you care to do the honors, Mr. Naruto? Point out the telling signs of the method that was used to slide the cabin door bolt across from the outside.
The alarm system, my guy.
But the alarm system's out in the hallway. But there's a telling sign that the alarm system was used in this room.